Well, people, so yeah, today, I guess it's been Christmas, right? So we've been enjoying. And I feel like sometimes people, when it comes to Christmas, Easter, birthdays, I feel like people see me as the Scrooge or something. Like I don't want you to have enjoyment. I don't want you to have a good time. I don't want you to have fun. I need you to know I enjoy Christmas. I got 4 youths. You try having Christmas with 4 youths or try not enjoying Christmas with 4 kids. Like I got 4 kids. I've got to enjoy Christmas. I've got to make sure that they enjoy that experience. But guess what? I know Christmas happens every year. Just like your birthday happens every year that you're alive. Just like, you know, families' birthdays, celebrations, there are things that happen. And so it's just so important that if we know it's going to happen, we got a budget for it. We got to make sure we're allocating money towards this stuff. What's happening now is that, and it's getting scary. Like I'm actually scared. Some of you actually scare me. The way you move, I feel like if you can move like this, like you can do anything. Like you can, like I don't feel like I can trust you at all. The way some of you are moving. Because the way you're going on, like, you know, Christmas happens every year, been happening every year your whole life. You've been knowing, like, you know, Boxing Day sales, January sales, all of it. You've been knowing these things happen. It happens every year. Yeah, every year you're shocked. Every year you're surprised. Every year it's, oh, I've been caught out. Oh, that came around fast. Especially this year, Christmas started like October. Like, do you know what I mean? They've been talking about Christmas earlier and earlier each year. My thing is that, like, why are we allowing ourselves to get caught up into the consumerism? The way you are moving for Christmas, the way you are desperate to spend, and the way you got to start asking yourself questions about what do you actually value? What's actually important to you? Because I see people putting a lot of pressure on themselves to buy presents, a lot of pressure on themselves to, you know, have dressed in a certain way, a lot of pressure to have certain foods on the table, and a lot of pressure on themselves to make sure that they have the best time in Christmas. But I don't see that same pressure in making sure that they've got, you know, stocks and shares, savings for themselves and their family. I don't see that same pressure making sure that they've got insurance to protect their lives and protect their loved ones. I don't see that same pressure in regards to making sure that actually I have ownership when it comes to property. I'm not seeing that same pressure when it comes to building a side hustle. I feel like we are very much pressuring ourselves as consumers, and we don't pressure ourselves in building wealth. And so what happens is we are pressuring ourselves to spend, which normally means that we are pressuring ourselves to create liabilities, which normally means that we are creating debt and we are robbing our future selves. We have pressure to rob our future selves, but actually we don't have pressure on ourselves when it comes to building wealth. We don't have pressure on ourselves when it comes to actually making sure that I have ownership. Like right now, you've just spent all this money at Christmas, and yeah, if I was to say, do you have an ISA? For the majority of you, it's no, you don't have an ISA. Because what, 4% of people in the UK have an ISA? It's a crazy stat. Like, that's a tax-free saving. You can put money in there and save tax-free. But you would have spent, I don't even know, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. Some people are spending 10K, like going on holiday, everything on Christmas. But you have nothing in an ISA or in a savings account. You have no money for yourself. And so for me, it's like, what's actually important to you? I need you to understand your value. Like, where does this come from? Like, why is your value based on how big your turkey or how big your chicken is on Christmas Day? Like, when you really deep it, it's a madness. Like, man, you are saying I've achieved if I've got the right turkey, if I've got the right, you know, if I've got the right potatoes and if the Christmas meal is right, you are winning. But if not, you're losing. But the reality is whether the Christmas meal is bagging or not, what do you own? What assets do you have? What is yours? I want us to put pressure on ourselves to say, actually, my Christmas might not be as amazing as it's been in previous years. And that makes sense, cost of living crisis. The maddest part is that a lot of you are acting like there's no cost of living crisis when it comes to Christmas, when it comes to spending, when it comes to buying. And the reason is because you're using debt. Like, the way I see it is like when you got this kid, you might be a bit small. And like, but you want to be a bad man. And like, you know that you got a big brother. So you're going to go and talk to someone that's bigger than you, that you know can probably beat you up. But you got the confidence to do that because you got your big brother. And this is what we do with our money. Like, you know your money's low, but you got big brother debt, you got big brother Kalana, big brother overdraft, that's gonna bail you out. And so you're moving and you're making moves different from what you should be making. Really and truly, when you see my man, you should cross the road. You know that you can't fight. Like, you watch bare Jackie Chan movies, it's not you. Like, you're the type of person that might just punch yourself in the face and cry. Like, that's where you're at. But because you got a big brother, now you see someone on the road, like, you instead of you just to cross the road, or instead of you to make sure there's space, you want to bump into somebody. Like, you're going out looking for trouble. Some of us are going out looking for trouble. What are you doing in Selfridges? You're looking for trouble. You know your account. You know your overdraft. You know your income. Selfridges is not for you. What are you doing in Selfridges? Why are you doing in Harrods? Why are you even on Oxford Street? You should be in your house. The only time you should see Oxford Street is on the Monopoly board when you're playing Christmas games. That's the only Oxford Street you should be seeing. And so you're going out looking for trouble. And this is exactly what we're doing. And we're wondering when now one day you get a little thump up, you get a little beat up, and your brother's tired, your big bro's tired. You go to your big bro, you say, yeah, I just got into an altercation, can you come back me? Man, I'm gonna say, listen, bun you, man, I'm tired. I'm tired of protecting you. You go sort out your own problems. And now you're stressed. It happens all the time, I see it all the time. You go to use your credit card's full up. There's no more limit. You're calling out the credit card company, can you extend? They're saying you ain't even paid back the other one, how can we extend? Like, then you go into the overdraft, you get paid and you're still in your overdraft. You believe that overdraft money is yours. Then you go into Kalana, you're opening new accounts with all these different people. Buy now, pay later. There's no pay later. You have no pay later. All your pay that you're gonna get paid later is gone. And so what's happening is that you're getting into this cycle of debt. And I said it on one of my videos the other day. For a lot of us, we spend all this money at Christmas, all this money on sales to make our kids happy and make our family happy. When you die, and I know you're gonna die one day, I don't know if you know, you're gonna die one day. When you die, if you don't have an estate, if you have nothing to leave, they're gonna say you died and left them nothing. They're not gonna remember all the presents, all the gifts, all the debt that you got into buying these presents. They're gonna say, nah, live for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years on this earth, and you died and left nothing. That's a problem. And so that's where I want you to start. Those are the things I want you to focus on. I want you to have a pressure to say, you know what, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the way things are. And the thing is that when I talk now, people will look at me like, Eman, you're harsh. Eman, you're embarrassing, or you're embarrassing me. You're making me feel a certain way. I feel shame. I'm probably the only one that actually has your best interests at heart. Your friends and family that you think love you, why? They know your situation. Why are they letting you buy them presents like this? Why are they letting you spend money when they know where you're at? You gotta be real with yourself. You gotta have this real conversation and say, I need to stop spending money in this way. Actually, Christmas, it's not me. I'm not defined by how many presents I get at Christmas or how much I spend or